Hello everyone, I'm back today with my empties. Now this is my first empties of the year and it is the start of May, so this is a lot of products to get through and I'm going to try to do it as efficiently and as quickly as possible because it's going to drive me crazy. Now I was hoping to do these about once every quarter. It ended up not being the case, and these are just like gathering dust under my desk and I'm like losing foot room. So not only do I have my normal empties tub that is overflowing, but I've also filled up this makeup bag with stuff. And this is the bag of all the sheet masks and the lip masks and the eye masks and all the masks that I've been featuring in my mask project pan. So if you do want to see reviews of these, I'm not going to do them here because it's going to take too long, but I do talk about them in those update videos. There's a lot of stuff I've been using in the last 4 or 5 months. It's ridiculous. All right, let's see if we can get through all these products, which at the moment my table looks crazy. I might take a photo because it sort of looks like I've got a shop's worth of products. All right, you'll see what I'm talking about. Let's try to get through these before my kid wakes up from his nap. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to actually start with body and hair because they're sort of big and they're easy. All right, first one is the Uemura Essence Absolue Nourishing Taming Overnight Serum. This I didn't mind. I don't think it actually does much for my hair type, but it was non-offensive. It was not cheap. I really like Uemura Art of Hair. I think it's a great brand and I would totally buy more. They've pulled out of the international market, so you can't get them anymore. And I actually have a blow dry cream that I like more from the brand. So that one I've got in my bathroom and I would prefer that over this one. But you know, I really like the range. I think everything I've tried, I've quite liked. The JVN, okay, this I didn't like so much. This was the Nourishing Shine Drops. And I think this smelt really bad and had that really artificial like plastic cherry smell, which I don't think everyone's gonna like. And also I found that with this product, it actually made my hair feel, it almost felt like it was very like a dry oil with a lot of alcohol in it. There was something about it that you'd put it in and you go, okay, there's oil in there. It wasn't necessarily weighing down my hair, but it just didn't feel, it felt dry, if that makes sense. It was odd. So I tried to use this up by putting it in my hair before I washed my hair as like a pre-treatment because I didn't like it. So JVN so far is not a winner of a hair care brand for me, but I really like Jonathan Van Ness, so I'm torn. I really want to like it. What I do like a lot more, and I bought like a 12 pack of this. This is the Hask Kalahari Melon oil. So it's a color protection shine hair oil. I don't have color treated hair, but I do really like this one. I find that I can use quite a lot of it. It smells like melon, is really beautiful. And it makes my hair feel nourished, not like, yeah, full of alcohol or full of something that weighs down my hair. So I really like these. And again, you're going to see it time and time again because I bought a whole bunch of these from Amazon. Now this has actually been discontinued. I do also not mind the argan oil, which has the blue cap, but I like this one more. So I hope they bring this back eventually. All right, onto body. I've got 2 foot creams that I love. I have repurchased this because I love it so much. This is the Do It Foot and Heel Balm Plus. What I love about these is that they are more like a gel that dries down, sort of not quite matte, but it doesn't feel slippery or slidey or anything. So I really like these. They're really easy to apply. You can apply them in the morning under your socks. You can apply them before bed, which is what I tend to do. They contain 25% urea, AHAs, and vitamin E. So these are great. I'm never without it because that's how much I like it. I do have a hand cream from, it's from Lanolin essentially, but I think their body range products they call Lanolin Lano hands. Anyway, this is the Milk and Honey Hand Cream Intense. I quite like these. I've got another rose one, maybe another one of these as well. It's a very nourishing, quite thick hand cream, not too greasy, which is good. But I just feel like these tubes, for what they cost, they disappear very quickly. So I would probably, if I saw a sale, I might pick up a few, which is what I did and why I have these. I'd pick up a few and use it in winter, for example. This one, I think this Milk and Honey one is probably my favorite scent. I have tried Rose and there was another one as well. I don't remember the other one, but it's nice. I managed to squeeze out a little bit just to show you so that you can see how thick it is. Super thick, but it does blend in really nicely. And this has almost like a, there's like these Japanese milk lollies. It kind of has that scent to it and I like it. I think it's nice. Next product that I'm considering a body product, but it's actually probably a face product is this pure rosehip seed oil. I got this from iHerb just to get up to free shipping. I quite like rosehip oil on my skin. This one I just didn't like the smell of. It was very stinky and it lingered. Yeah, it was almost like flaxseedy, like had that kind of vibe. It just wasn't very nice. It was very greasy. Other rosehip oils I've tried in the past that tend to sink into my skin quite nicely. I end up using this in my body just to get rid of it, so I wouldn't repurchase that. Another body oil I have, which is a bit more luxe. This is the Dermalogica. It's the Phyto Replenish body oil. It's got bergamot, orange blossom, and it smelt nice. It was quite nice. I didn't like this container, so it's a glass container, which is fine, but it's got this sort of pouring mechanism. So instead of it actually being like a pump or something that you dispense a little bit, you're like pouring and it comes out pretty easily and it gets quite messy. So the bottle's actually quite luxe looking, but it's not very effective in my opinion, and this product is way too expensive. So for body oils I like something a bit cheaper, so I probably wouldn't repurchase that, but it was nice to use. I used up 3 body washes. So these are like my shower gels. One is from Thankyou. This is the Milk body wash. It's got botanical lemon, myrtle and goat's milk. This was very lovely, quite cheap if you find it on sale. They donate 100% of profits, help end poverty, so it's a good one. I would repurchase that. Bath and Body Works, this is the strawberry pound cake shower gel. This is quite nice as well, so very, very sweet, very strawberry. I like it. I like this better than what it smelled like in the candle. So I had the candle as well, and that one, when you'd light it, it smelled like kind of funky. This one smelled quite nice. And then I had Sticky Dates from Lush. This was a favorite. It was sort of reminds me a bit of, they had, that was that Christmas one. I can't think of it at the moment, but it's like a creme brulee sort of Christmas one. It sort of has that vibe to it, but you can buy it all year round. And it also has a lot of dates in it. So it gives it a bit more of an earthy scent, but it was nice and sweet and I liked it and my kids liked it. So I would repurchase that one. All right, let's move on to face skincare. And interestingly enough, I only have one cleanser to talk about. I thought I used more cleansers, but this is the CeraVe SA smoothing cleanser. So it's got salicylic acid in it, so it's fragrance free, and the salicylic acid is supposed to be good if you've got like rough skin or bumps or whatever that you want to sort of exfoliate. This one I don't like as much as their oil cleanser version. So the oil cleanser is just a cleanser, it's not an oil cleanser, if that makes sense, but it is really nice and I like that over this one. I feel like it's just a little bit less stripping, so this one I'd probably skip. But I have now tried, I think, the whole range of their face cleansers, and yeah, so far the oil one is my favorite. All right, let's talk toner type products. So I've got the AHC 365 red toner. This was like a gel toner, so you'd pump it out and it would actually be like a bit of almost like a gel serum, and when you blend it in, it goes into a bit of a toner. It was quite nice. I also used the Fresh Kombucha facial treatment essence. Now this one, I thought it was going to do things that were greater than it actually did. It felt like I just put water on my face and it didn't really do much. And I haven't noticed its absence, if that makes sense. So I would probably try other ones before I went back to this one. But it was fine. It didn't really offend me. I do want to mention as well that I know that I can't see these very well, and especially on the background. I will list all the products I talk about in the description box if you want to look them up. I don't know if I'm going to have the time to film B-roll and insert me zooming in on all of these. So just be aware that I know if it's annoying, I'm sorry, but I have them named in the description box in order of mention. So I'm trying to hurry this up because I have a lot going on. Oh, I actually do have a couple more cleansers that I didn't realize. One is like a deluxe travel size Tatcha, the rice wash. I really liked this. Very bougie, but really nice. I really enjoyed using this. It just made my skin feel really nice and clean, but also slightly, I don't want to say exfoliated. It's not gritty, but there was something about it that felt like I left my skin feeling the surface was really nice. I like it. I probably would repurchase it. Probably feels like a gift pack at Christmas. I'll probably repurchase that. And then I've got the Dermalogica Pre Cleanse. So this is oil cleanser. So you put it on before you cleanse to remove your makeup. This was just a little travel version. I'm going to keep this bottle and just refill it for when I go places. I quite like that. The product itself was good, but I do find Dermalogica a little bit expensive. So there are just as good sort of some slightly cheaper cleansing oils out there if you don't want to spend Dermalogica prices. I have one hyaluronic acid. This is by Hada, Labo, Tokyo. It's their, it's a bestseller in Japan and one is sold every 3 seconds. I didn't love this. So it's a hyaluronic acid and it's supposed to be a super hyaluronic acid. I found that it didn't actually do much. A good hyaluronic acid for me, I almost feel like it sinks in and my skin feels a little bit more sort of, I don't want to say plump, but definitely feels more hydrated. This sort of felt like it just sat on the skin until it dried and then it wasn't really anything. Now it was very cost effective because you get 150 mils and it's fairly affordable, especially I think I got mine on sale at Priceline. So if you get it on sale, it's even cheaper. So in terms of other hyaluronic acids that I've got, like you might get like 30 mils or 50 mils. So this is a lot bigger, but I just didn't find it was a lot better. So yeah, it might be a good starting point if you're on a budget and you want some like your hyaluronic acid to last you like almost a year. I just didn't think this delivered what I expected from a hyaluronic acid. So that one I probably wouldn't repurchase. All right, onto serums. I've got a lot of serums here, so I'm going to talk about them really quickly. This one here is from Mecca Max. It's the Water Cooler Calming Hydration Serum. So it's got vitamin B5 and birch juice. I didn't think this did too much, but it was a nice sort of cooling, and in summer it was quite nice. So that is just like a hydrating one if you want a bit of hydration. Again, pretty affordable. This Société, I think it's pronounced, this is the Intense Firming Complex Anti-Wrinkle Serum. Now this is a peptide serum. It was very expensive. I don't know if I saw great results from this. I mainly introduced it last winter because I was having a lot of issues with my skin. If I find I have a lot of issues again and this apparently helped it, I'm not too sure, I might try it again. But I have purchased some other peptide serums to try instead of this, some that are a lot cheaper because this was, again, very expensive. So this one I would hold off purchasing. I did use the BioEffect EGF 2A daily treatment. This has a step 1 and step 2. These were a bit weird. They were very sticky and very unusual to apply. I don't even know what they do, to be fair. I've had these in my cupboard for so long. I don't even know what they do. I think they were quite nice. And when I used them, my skin felt a little bit more sort of plump and smoother, I guess. But yeah, it was a texture that was very odd. I've got 2 glycolic acid serums here. So one is from Paula's Choice. It's the 8% AHA gel exfoliant. This is just like a deluxe version. It was fine. I actually preferred the Alpha H. This is the Liquid Gold Midnight Reboot Serum. Now this is important because everyone talks about the Liquid Gold. I didn't like that one. I've got it open in my bathroom. I prefer this Midnight Reboot version, which is actually 14% glycolic acid and tripeptide 5. I think this one was really good. I didn't use it every night, but I noticed a good difference when I woke up the next day, whereas the Liquid Gold, I feel like I need to use it like 3 nights in a row to see much of a difference. So if you don't like Liquid Gold, try the Midnight Reboot one. It's very nice and I would repurchase this one for sure when I've used up my other ones that I've got kicking around. I used up 2 retinols. So I used to use the Paula's Choice 1% retinol treatment with peptides and vitamin C. I quite like this. It's fine if you can find a sale. It's a nice one to pick up and use. And there's also, I think, like a step down so you can build up to the 1%. But I've since switched over to Medicate. This one is like a retinol oil. So it's Intelligent Retinol 6TR. So this is a 0.6. And I like this one because it was in like a little dropper with oil, so it was nice on the skin. The oil wasn't too oily or greasy, and you just use like 4 drops. You put it on, put your moisturizer and stuff on. I think this worked really nicely. I did actually buy the step up from this, so this system as well is really good because you can have like, I think it's 0.1%, then like 0.3, 0.6, and then 1%. So I've actually bought the 1% one and it's in my bathroom, but I'm currently using another the cream version of this. So I really like this. I think it's great and it lasted surprisingly a long time. It's a tiny bottle, but it does last a long time. So I'd prefer this these days, but I do still like this. I'm going to talk about eyes because I have some Medicate products in my eye sort of serum thing. I'm just going to mention really quickly that I've got a Dermalogica Biolumin C eye serum. I mainly use this up all over my face because I just don't use eye serums very often. And I have the Bondi Sands I Spy Brightening Eye Serum. Again, these both have vitamin C. I didn't really bother with this. I sort of used it all over my face to use it up. These two I did take a little bit more seriously. So I've got the Medicate Intelligent Retinol Eye TR. So this is only, I think it's a 0.3. It's a weaker one anyway, but this is designed for around your eyes. So again, it's in that oil formulation. It's really nice. You put a little bit on, rub it in, and it's a nice way to add some retinol around your eyes. Again, that lasted a long time. And then I had the C Terra Eye. So this is a lipid vitamin C. So again, a vitamin C in oil. I'd use this during the day. I'd use this at night. I wouldn't use them every day, to be fair. But I've had these for a very long time and they did last quite well. So I like this range from Medicate, like this oil-based range. I think it's really nice. Speaking of an oil, the last serum that I had, or sort of serum type step, is the Elemis Pro Collagen Rose Facial Oil. It was quite nice. I went through this quite quickly, but I could use this during the day and it wouldn't sort of like make my skin too oily for my makeup. So I quite like that. But I didn't see any great results from it. And Elemis now you can only get in Australia at Mecca. They've got exclusive rights now. So you don't have access to all the sort of good free gifts and stuff that Elemis used to have. So I probably am not going to buy from Elemis again, but I used that one up. Oh, and I've got a little mini sample of the Kiehl's Powerful Line Strength Reducing Concentrate. This is 12.5% vitamin C and hyaluronic acid. This was quite nice, actually. I'd probably try this again. I used it only over a few days because it's a small sample, maybe a week or so, but I would try it again. All right, onto face moisturizers. So I've used up quite a lot. I often layer moisturizers. So I've got moisturizer during the day and then I might use 2 at night. One that I really liked, this is the Tatcha Indigo Overnight Repair. This was very lovely, felt very luxe. It created a very nice sort of smooth layer on the skin. It wasn't too thick, it wasn't too light. It was like the perfect thing, and it doesn't have scent in it. So this range doesn't have a scent if you're concerned about fragrance thing. I really liked it. Again, I got that in a Christmas pack and I would buy it again in a Christmas pack, but probably not full price on its own because it's quite expensive. I also used the Fresh Lotus Youth Reserve moisturizer. This one was a thicker moisturizer. This was fine. I just didn't see any amazing results. It was okay. I'm glad I bought that one on sale. And then I've got the All Day Everyday Oil-Free Moisturizer from Mecca Max. That was fine. I think I just used that when I was sort of at my parents' place. It was in my makeup bag. I much preferred the Dermalogica. This is the Intensive Moisture Balance moisturizer. I would repurchase this. Again, Dermalogica prices are quite expensive, but this one I really liked. It was a nice gentle moisturizer, and when my skin is at the peak of dehydration, this was a really nice one. I'd totally repurchase that one. And then Kiehl's, I've got a little mini ultra facial cream. I don't remember what I thought about that. It was just a little sample. It is what it is. Sunscreens, I used up 2 sunscreens. So I used up, oh, I hated this one, the Aspect Physical Sun Protection SPF 50. This one broke me out like nobody's business. Whenever I wore it, it'd break me out. So I ended up using this as a hand moisturizer when I go for long drives in summer. Long drives meaning driving to my parents' place. I would have this in my car and I would just put this on. It was very thick, very zinc based. And I just think these days there are so many better zinc sort of physical sunscreens that don't break me out and don't feel so like white cast and heavy and yuck. This one I didn't like. I do love Mecca Cosmetica. This is the To Save Face SPF. I think it's fantastic. And I would totally repurchase this. I'm sad to see it go. I don't have a backup. I've got a bunch of sunscreens on the go. So once I've used up those, I'll buy this. It's the perfect, feels almost like a moisturizer, but nice sort of thicker moisturizer, not too greasy. Really beautiful, almost like thinking like Bobbi Brown face base sort of primer. It kind of gives that feel, but it's an SPF 50, so really, really good. So I love this, probably my favorite everyday sunscreen for sure. All right, battery's gonna die soon, so let's get through the makeup really, really quickly. I've got 3 finishing sprays I used up. One is the MAC Watermelon Fix Plus. That was okay. I hate the sprayer, ruins everything. The Uemura Skin Perfector. This is the Sakura one. I love it. Uemura is not in Australia anymore. I'll totally repurchase this one. It's had a layer of oil, so you shake it up you mist on like a micro mister, beautiful, made your makeup look gorgeous. I would totally repurchase that one. I've got it in a different scent as well, so I do have one. Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. This is in a limited edition fragrance Fire. This is okay, nowhere near as good as the Uemura one. So out of those three, Uemura I would repurchase. Some base products. I've got the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. This shade match was fantastic on me. So this was Ivory L2, perfect shade match. Product didn't last all day on me, unfortunately. Like, it looked quite nice, but then some days it just wore funny, and I don't like foundations that I can't consistently rely on. When it comes to concealers, I used up the e.l.f. Flawless Brightening Concealer. This was quite nice, but it's very, very low coverage. So if you have any like stuff you want to cover, it's not going to do it. It's just going to like brighten the area slightly. The Kat Von D, this is the Good Apple Corrective Concealer, whatever it is. This was okay. Again, some days it looked great, other days not so much. Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, I've used probably a dozen of these in my time. I have really loved them in the past. Now that my skin is a bit more fickle after having kids and it's sometimes really dehydrated, sometimes it doesn't look the best, but it is a good, I feel like it's a good standard sort of starting point for a concealer. And if you get it like 50% off, it's a great price point. So I do recommend this to a lot of people as a concealer starting point. And then you can sort of figure out, do you want something more high coverage? Do you want something more matte? Do you want something more dewy? You can go from there, but that one's a pretty solid recommendation. I used up a Nakia Joy. This is a finishing powder. It was very nice, velvet finishing powder. I liked it. If I saw a sale and I wanted powder, I might pick up a couple, but I'm not rushing out to get it. I'm still looking for my favorite powder and I haven't discovered it yet. So that one isn't my favorite. I think sometimes it made me look a little bit dry. Other times it was really nice. So just depends on the time of year. I also used the L'Oreal Life's a Peach blush. It was actually surprisingly a really nice peachy blush. Happy to use it every day in my project pan, and it's done. I also used the Colourpop Outer Court Super Shock Cheek. This was also really pretty, really beautiful highlighter, nice as an eyeshadow. Yeah, I liked it. I wouldn't repurchase it, but I did like it. That putty texture, I don't love every day. I feel like sometimes it takes a bit of like work to get it on. I much prefer just a powder that you can sweep on, but the color was beautiful and it worked really nicely. All right, I've got NARS Tinted Eyeshadow Base. I really like this. That doesn't crease on me, really great. This shade, which was medium dark, was quite nice, almost as like a liquid eyeshadow just on its own, like a cream eyeshadow. I could repurchase that, probably just the translucent one, so I'm not bound to a color, but I really like the formula. The e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil, this was quite nice. This was a bigger sort of pencil, great color in, what was this one called? This was in a neutral brown color and it was a great color for me. And it was a nice it wasn't too creamy where it'd smear everywhere. It wasn't too big that it was too sort of bulky, but it also wasn't too sharp or small. It was like quite a good Goldilocks brow pencil, to be fair. I've got 3 mascaras. One is by Hourglass. It was quite nice. One was by Milk. I really like this one. This one really grips your lashes and really sort of like, yeah, I like this one. And the one is by Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Push Up Lashes. Out of these 3, I'd probably buy the Milk one. So there we go. Got a bunch of lip products. I'm running out of battery. I've got 2 MAC lipsticks. One is Velvet Teddy, one is Lady Danger. Both of these I love. One is a red, I'm wearing it today. One is a nude, they're my favorite. So they're both gone, but I had backups because I love them so much. I've used up some lip oils. So Burt's Bees Passion Fruit and Société Watermelon. They were quite nice, probably wouldn't repurchase though. Loved the Burt's Bees Watermelon Lip Balm, would repurchase this in a heartbeat. I think my kid actually stole it and ate it because it was so good. The Milk Makeup Kush Lip Balm, I probably wouldn't repurchase. It was nice, but it wasn't anything super special. I really like the Laneige Glowy Lip Balm in Grapefruit. I would repurchase this. Really beautiful, sort of glossy and sort of hydrated, beautiful lips. Then I've got an Hourglass Confession Ultra Slim lipstick in If Only. This one actually broke. I was panning it, it broke. I love the formula. I didn't love this color, so I wouldn't repurchase that, but I'm keeping the packaging because you can take out the insert and put in and buy a refill. So I'd buy a refill in a different color, to be fair. Last 2 things, because my kid is waking up and battery's going. I used up a Daiso Puff and Sponge Cleaner. I've got heaps of those. They're really good. And I used up an OPI gel color. This is the base coat. I like to use this when I'm doing my gel manicure. I haven't repurchased this specifically. I bought one on Amazon, which is a different brand, but I did like it. I would repurchase it. It was fine. So that is it. I don't know how many products there was. There was a lot. I'll have the amount on the screen, and I'll have all the details, like all the names in the description box, because I know I'm rushing this because battery and kid, and I've got to get going. Oh, and I also used up a bunch of little samples, but who has any strong opinions on samples? Not me. So I'll see you all in the next one, and thank you so much for sticking around. Bye.